Yo, what's going on, man?
Yo, what's good?
It's a good morning, man. I can't lie. I woke up mad excited
Oh,
to all the
jeez.
messages.
Trust me, it's been going
I was
off.
not expecting that. I don't know what
Nah,
time it dropped, but as soon as I woke up, I had messages from everyone. I didn't even check the group
yeah,
chat because I'd sent them to you as well, and then realized that people were already talking about it. But I swear I had messages at like 5 in the morning from people
trust
for
me.
UK time anyway.
Yeah. I woke up and I saw Drake's one on his Instagram, went straight to
Yeah,
YouTube. It was like uploaded 32 minutes ago, 500K
yeah,
views or something crazy. Then I listened to it and then
that's
straight
crazy.
away the Kendrick one was suggested. It was like maybe 40 minutes ago, sorry, like 20 something minutes uploaded and it was on already
That is
like a
mad.
billion or something.
That's crazy.
Crazy numbers.
So what order did it happen in? So Kendrick first dropped like that, and then a little while after Drake replied,
I
and
think wait, no,
then
Drake dropped. Yeah, yeah, you're right. Yeah, yeah, yeah.
yeah,
Drake
like
dropped
that was
push
the
ups.
first one that kind of kick-started it, wasn't it? And
Hmm.
then Drake dropped something a little while after. And
Yeah.
then Rick Ross replies to Drake with like 2 hours after that, and then we have to wait like 2 weeks for Kendrick.
Then
But then
Drake drops
Kendrick
another
drops
one.
two, doesn't he? Well, Kendrick dropped one, and then yesterday Kendrick dropped his second one. That what's it called? Six. Let me get the name right. 6 a.m. in LA or something.
Oh shit! I completely missed that one. Then
Did you not hear that one?
the order that I had it was um Drake dropped something, then Kendrick dropped. What did he drop? Euphoria. Then
Yeah,
Drake
Euphoria.
dropped. Then I thought Drake dropped Family Matters, and then
Nah, so
Kendrick
Kendrick
dropped
dropped
Thing.
two. So Kendrick dropped Euphoria, and then he drops 616 in LA.
Oh
That was
man, I
posted like 19
completely
hours
missed
ago.
it.
So he dropped a second one just out of nowhere. And then Drake drops his response, and then what, like 20 minutes later or something? Within an hour anyway, Kendrick drops his reply.
Oh, I need to go back and listen to that 616. Is it good?
Yeah, it is good. I think Euphoria is better than that, but they're all sick, man. I'm so torn
Did he take it
because
down already? Because I see Euphoria, then just straight meet the Grahams.
um
Oh,
the one that
maybe
I
it's on
listened
like
to was
other
on a Rap
ones.
Nation channel,
Yeah,
so I
I
don't
need to go
know.
to that.
Yeah, I don't know where else he posted it. I just clicked on like the first one because
Hmm.
people were texting me at the time. Um,
So,
I'm
what are you
so
thinking?
torn. I really don't know because you know what? Drake gets a lot of hate, and people
So
forget
much
how
hate.
well Drake can actually rap.
I'm really
So
surprised that how much people are just straight away Kendrick. I did think
yeah,
the first Kendrick disc was good, but then
Euphoria was sick.
I thought like Euphoria versus Push Ups. Maybe I'm biased, but I still thought Push Ups was more fun, whereas Kendrick was, I don't know, it seemed kind of like very personal, where he was just like, I don't like the way you walk and all this kind of shit. I don't like you.
Yeah,
So I thought, okay, I'll give that round to Drake biasly. But then when I heard the two this morning, I thought Drake one was good, but then when I heard Kendrick's, I was like, oh no, this is just way deeper. It's just too deep. It's too hard. Drake is
yeah,
still
it
making
gets real
songs right
deep.
now.
I know.
He needs
It's
to
hard
make
to decide, yeah,
rap.
because yeah, exactly. Well, Drake, I don't know when you hear Drake songs, they're easy to listen to because it's Drake
Yeah.
and he could make something that people might remember a bit more. It's just more of like a catchy vibe.
Hmm.
But then when you actually deep the lyrics that he's saying, he's actually spitting some crazy shit, man. And
Yeah.
until like just listening to it, you're like, oh yeah, this is a cool song. But then when you stop and listen or you watch like a breakdown of someone talking about it,
Hmm.
like every line is actually pretty deep when they go
Yeah.
into it.
Those breakdown
So
videos are so clutch.
yeah, I've been watching that No Life Shack. He cracks me up, man. He's my favorite. He's just funny,
Mm.
but it's perfect because I always listen to it myself, and I'm like, you catch some of it, and then you watch a breakdown, and someone else catches something else, and it's like almost every line is something deep. So
Hmm.
I think people just forget how much Drake can actually rap. That's why I'm so
Yeah.
torn. Because
And
also,
it's just so playful as well. The way how he just
yeah,
says things. It's like little jabs.
yeah. But then Kendrick comes, and it's just like so lyrical and so well written.
Mm.
And it's just like, yo, I don't even know like which way to go at the moment because
Yeah.
I'm so torn. Because whenever I hear like something new, like as soon as someone drops, I'm like, oh shit, it's over, it's done, Drake's killed it. And then Kendrick drops, you're like, oh nah, Drake's over, Kendrick just dropped. It's like the last thing you hear, always kind of sticks in your head, doesn't it? Like whoever drops last, it's just like,
Hmm.
nah, they've done it, they've done it. But fuck, man, I haven't even decided who's getting the W yet. I
I
think
think we need a
they're
couple more
all,
rounds.
yeah. I think people have just jumped to Kendrick because I guess he's known a bit more for being like a lyrical guy,
Hmm.
whereas Drake, because he's in the spotlight so much, and he's more of like, I see him more as like a superstar compared to Kendrick, even though they're both like crazy famous. But because Drake's just like so active on like socials, you just see him everywhere. He's like a superstar.
Yeah,
It's like people automatically hate that and forget that he can actually rap. So I didn't want to just like jump to Kendrick and be like, yeah, he's the real rapper. He's killed Drake, because
mm.
that track that Drake dropped as well was sick. And also, we don't know who's telling the truth or not, because in
Yeah,
every
that's the
song,
big thing.
so that will play a part in it. Like whoever's telling the truth, because there's some wild accusations being thrown. Like
Yeah.
Kendrick was saying Drake sent a cease and desist for the like that, to get like that taken down.
Hmm.
But then Drake's saying that Kendrick did that for the AI. He's basically, because Drake was going to get sued for the Tupac AI thing.
Yeah.
He was saying that was like Kendrick's fault. So who's telling the truth? And then
And
also,
the whole daughter thing as well.
oh, that is wild, because that brings everyone back to the Pusha T thing, because he was the one that kind of exposed Drake about his son, wasn't he?
Yeah.
So now
But
that
I
was his
did
last
see
rap beef.
I did see on Drake's story, he kind of just did like a little joke like, someone please bring me my long lost daughter.
Oh, really?
Like laughing at it basically as if to say like it's completely false.
Yeah. Do you know what? When I heard it, I was thinking, surely he's not done that twice. Because
That
now
would
with
be
his
a
son, he's
huge
like, he's got
L.
his. Yeah, it would be. So that's what I mean. Like, who's telling the truth? Because I think
Yeah.
at this level as well, you'll have people from both sides. Like, imagine both of their entourages. They'll be like saying, "Oh, I've got some information on Drake," and they'll be like, "I've got some information on Kendrick," and like they're probably listening to all these rumors that are being told about them, saying like,
Hmm.
"Yeah, it's facts, it's facts," but who really knows?
Exactly, man.
So
It's
it's
funny though,
it's
but
yeah,
if it was actually true, then both of them definitely cutting each other deep. Because
yeah, because
once you
also
start accusing people of like pedophilia and like sexual stuff,
yeah,
you
then
never
it's
come back
deep.
from that kind of stuff. And
Yeah,
also
because
like
Drake
on,
accused him of beating his girl, didn't he?
yeah,
Or
exactly,
Kendrick.
exactly. Yeah, who knows? Who knows?
So I feel like we need the facts before we make a decision. But in terms of like the actual better diss track, it seems like most people are going with Kendrick
Hmm.
because of the shit that he's just dropped. And I
Yeah,
could see why,
I
but
mean,
I
I get
still
it
don't
though.
want to sleep on Drake.
The last Kendrick diss, the Meet the Grahams, that was just clever,
Yeah,
man. Just speaking to his
yeah,
family, like it's too clever. I feel like as well with Drake, he's taking shots at everyone as well, isn't it? He's talking about Metro,
that's
he's
it.
talking
Yeah.
about ASAP Rocky, he's talking about Future. The next one is time to just let's get a Drake type beat, let's slow it down, and
Mm,
let's just spit, let's just go. Do you know what I mean? No more
yeah.
singing, no more vibes. Let's get a diss track.
I think he will now. He's got to now because, like he said in that, what was his track called that he dropped today with the van in it?
Family Matters.
Family Matters, yeah. So, like you said, Family Matters, he's taking shots at everyone. Because it
Mm.
probably does feel like everyone's against Drake at the moment.
It is though, really. It's like
Yeah.
all of these people are just even people you would have thought that are on his team are not. Who's on
Yeah.
Drake's side? They're only maybe like a 21 Savage because he is the one. He's one rapper that hasn't really responded. But like
Yeah.
even he was dissing the weekend in so it's
Oh,
like the
yeah. Because
weekend,
the
ASAP
weekend says some
Rocky.
stuff about Drake, didn't he, in a song or something?
I didn't
Did you
listen
see
to it, but
that?
I heard about it.
It was like dissing him while singing. It sounded bad. But yeah, it
Yeah,
seems like everyone's turned on him. But it makes you think,
nah,
like, has he
yeah,
done
all
something for
these.
everyone to turn on him? Or is it
I don't
just
know. It's
like
a
when
weird
one
one. Maybe
person
it's
does it?
just like in school when it might have been popular to just pick on that one kid.
Yeah.
One person starts bullying one kid, everyone kind of jumps in. Maybe it's like that. Like
Yeah,
I
that's
don't
the
know.
vibe that you kind of get, especially when someone. That's why I said because Drake's is such like a superstar. He's always like in everyone's face, so it's natural to just hate someone like that. They're so on
Mm,
top. because it's like, why the fuck's this guy so on top? It's like jealousy almost.
Yeah,
So then when one person comes out with it, then it's like, yeah, I've been feeling like this too, and then everyone just starts like saying it. It just
trust
takes
me.
that one person to start.
Because when you really think about it, like, where the hell did ASAP Rocky come from? He hasn't really been dropping music or anything like that. Then
Yeah,
just comes out with this. Yeah, it's nuts. It's nuts.
and then he's got everyone making diss tracks. Like Chris Brown did that diss track.
Oh yeah, I
It's
haven't even
like
heard that whole beef yet, but I've
it's
been
actually
hearing
pretty
about
good. You
it.
know, I was surprised at Chris Brown. He kind of went in.
Mm.
This is usually known for being just like an R&B singer. Like he actually went in.
Yeah,
What was
actually,
that one
I did
called?
hear one bar where he didn't he say something like, "Everyone wish it was you instead of Takeoff."
Yeah, that's deep. That is deep. So it's a good time to be alive with hip hop, man. I'm loving it.
Yeah.
I think ever since I started like loving rap back in the day, I was just always invested in beefs like this.
Hmm.
Like I don't know what year the Nas and Jay Z one was, but I remember that. And then all the Eminem stuff with like Cannabis and Ja Rule, 50 Cent. Just like whenever there's
Yeah,
been like a big rap beef like this, I've been so invested because I really feel like it does just bring out the rapper in people. Because people are just
definitely.
making songs all year, but then when this happens, you really get to hear someone rap. Because you
Hmm.
can't just make a vibey track and just sing at this point. You can't just make a hit. You've got to actually rap and fucking code correct. So, yeah,
And this is
I'm
probably like
loving
the
it, man.
biggest one as well. When you think about it,
Yeah,
who are the top two? It can only be Drake and Kendrick. J. Cole kind of removed himself from that. He could have been top two, top three, but he's definitely removed himself. So it's like
I don't blame him,
literally
man.
the top two guys in hip hop going at it.
Yeah,
That's so sick.
yeah. When was the last time we've had something on this level? On this level? Because even when like the 50 Cent, Eminem, and Ja Rule shit was going on, like Ja Rule wasn't like,
He
I
wasn't
don't know, I
top
can't,
three. I mean, he was definitely the top of his game and top in hip hop.
yeah.
But I don't think anyone would have considered him like a
Ah,
goat. You know?
maybe the last one was like a Nas and Jay Z,
Yeah, yeah.
and that was like
Or
a
even
long
A
time ago
Tupac and
now.
a Biggie one is probably like
Yeah, like the
the
earliest
biggest,
one.
really. Yeah,
So they must be like the
between
three
that.
biggest battles in like hip hop history, really.
Hmm.
So it's sick, man. I'm loving it. I'm just sat here
Yeah,
with my popcorn, man. J Cole's. I can see why he removed himself from the situation, man. He's just
I
chilling
hear
right now.
it.
He's just like skipping through a daisy field, like he's
I
just
hear
loving
it.
life at the moment.
Yeah.
Because I don't think because J Cole, I actually think he's sick and he's one of my favorite rappers, and he could, if he had the aggression in him,
Hmm.
come come with something crazy. But I don't think he has that in him.
Not
He feels
anymore.
too
Nah.
guilty. He's like done a lot of soul searching, and he's at peace. Really, you could
Yeah.
tell from the way he apologized after that last track. So I don't think he could. I don't think he's got it in him to get that personal, like the way
Yeah.
Kendrick got in that last track.
I think he has a lot less ego than the other guys from the outside looking in. Even when you think about like the type of music he even makes now, like
Yeah,
his albums are never. I'm a huge J Cole fan, so naturally I'm kind of biased and I love his music. But I can't say he has every album has hits like a Drake does. You know, it doesn't seem like he ever
yeah,
really cares or chases for the numbers or anything like that. It's just pure art to him at this
yeah,
point. That's what it feels
yeah.
like.
That's true. Did you listen to his latest album?
Nah.
You know
Oh,
what? It's actually sick. You should listen to it.
wait,
You know, because
which
a
one
lot of
is
the
it? Oh, the new one, the one
might
that
delete
dropped like
later.
recent. Yeah, no, I haven't.
Yeah,
I've only taken it
is
in
that what it's
Essential
called?
C song.
Oh, okay, yo, listen to that album, man. Next time you're in the gym, like even like the first two tracks are sick.
Hmm.
Cause yeah, like sometimes you hear J Cole and it's more like yeah, it's just like art, isn't it? He's just like chilling at this point. But now on this album, there's like some good energy in the beats, and
Hmm.
like you get to hear J Cole like it's almost like he's got a bit of his ego back in this. So it's
Okay.
interesting to hear. I
Yeah.
think you'll like it. But
Yeah, I have to
yeah, I
check
just
it.
didn't know if he had it in him to get this deep with the beef.
Hmm.
Because that
Fair
last
point.
Kendrick one, because you know when all this started, I was thinking like no one will ever get hurt in this because it's J Cole, Kendrick, and Drake. It's not like three gangsters just at it. You know what I mean? Like it's probably
Yeah,
pretty safe, and it's just going to
definitely.
be like playful words and everything.
I think
But
we're
then in
long
the
gone
last
past
one,
like the violence of hip hop. Like I really feel that if Kendrick goes, I mean, I could just be talking shit, but I really feel like if Kendrick goes to Toronto, it's not going to be that deep.
Nah,
Whereas like
nah,
back in
nah.
the day, the going from East Coast to West Coast, that was a madness.
Yeah, yeah. It's not like that now, but it is turning. It's turning like a like lyrically turning violent now. Because whereas before it was just kind of like playful, like
Mm.
wordplay and everything, but now with like the Kendrick one saying
Yeah,
he
Kendrick
should be
is taking
dead.
it. Yeah,
He's like basically.
I
I
feel like
forgot
for
his bar
Kendrick, it's
now.
just way more personal. It just
Yeah,
always seems way personal to him. Whereas that for me, Drake is still just like throwing little jabs, little like he's saying stuff, and like you said, he's really saying stuff, but it's nothing crazy. It's just like we see, like do you know what I'm trying to say? It's just little
yeah.
jabs to just get under your skin
I think because
because
a
you
lot
know
of the
it's
old rap
true.
beef we used to hear was like more aggressive and people like
Mm,
saying how they're gonna kill the other person or just some mad like gangster shit. But because this is more like playful and just more like lyrical, it just
yeah,
feels different.
I think
But I
it's
feel
just
like
a
it's slowly
different.
getting more violent.
It's a different era as well because it's all now in an internet era. Everything is just like very memey, very
Yeah,
like
exactly.
let's find the catchy line that we can say for a long time and just laugh.
Yeah. So, all right, who we picking? If you're gonna pick one for like the overall beef right now, who's on top at the moment? Do you think?
Bruh. I think Kendrick took the last round, but I still don't feel like Drake has really. I don't think Drake is going hard. I gotta be honest with you. To me, it just seems
Mm,
like he's still just making a song and just making like like almost like a comedic kind of song.
yeah.
Just saying funny stuff, little light jabs, getting under people's skin. It's not really saying anything too deep. Even the line of like our sons should just play in the park, two light
Yeah.
skinned guys. Like that's just a joke. Do you know what I mean? It's
Yeah,
not.
he's
It's
just
nothing.
he's
It's
just playing
nothing.
with it.
If you really hate the guy, you don't say something like that. Or even
I hear
like
you.
that bar where he's like, when you're hugging with your girl, it's self defense because she's bigger than you or something like that. Like that's just funny to me. Whereas
Yeah,
when
his
Kendrick
short jokes,
says
man.
when Kendrick just says stuff like he has a gambling problem and it's because of you, Dennis Graham.
Yeah,
That's way deeper. Do you know what I mean?
yeah, yeah. That makes sense actually. Yeah, a lot of Drake's ones, he has been like doing the short jokes, which are funny,
Yeah.
man. They're funny to hear. What was that bar in his one he dropped this morning? He said something like, "I'm not overlooked. I was looking straight," or I don't know. He said something like that. Where I don't want to mess it up. It will come back to me. But he just
Hmm.
had like all these little jabs about him being short. But the way he like worded it, it wasn't like ABC jokes. It was just like you'd actually have to listen to it and be like, "Oh shit!" I actually hear what you said
Mm,
there.
yeah.
So, but I definitely
I
recommend
would
people to watch a breakdown
definitely.
because I think most people do just have like hear it and then be like, "Oh, I like the vibe of this," or "Oh, Kendrick was more personal." But then, yeah, you just have to actually listen to it word for word and see what they're actually saying because you have to know the
Mhm.
context as well. Because sometimes they'll say something, but you don't know the backstory. Because then it's like it's just gonna go straight over your head. Then, but if you actually know the backstory and then deep what he's saying, then you like actually you just hear it a bit deeper. Then,
Mhm. Yeah. I think I will give this round to Kendrick though. Now that I'm thinking back to the most memorable lyrics, thinking
yeah,
about how he's never had to work for anything and all this kind of stuff. I think, yeah, it just seems way more personal for Kendrick. He
yeah,
clearly just doesn't like Drake and he's going after him that way. Whereas to this point, like I said, Drake has just been playful. I'd love to
yeah.
hear a rap now. Like, okay, I was just playing, I was just warming up. We was just singing on a song, but now I'm going in.
I think it's time now. Do you think he was because Drake in that song today? There was like three different beats, wasn't there? Do you think these
Mm.
guys have had all these different? Well, they must have had all these tracks ready because the beat at the beginning of Drake's one today that was played at the end of his last one, wasn't it? He kind
Yeah.
of teased it as if to say like I've got something else ready,
Hmm.
but then Kendrick obviously uploaded like 20 minutes later, so
Yeah,
he wouldn't have
definitely.
recorded it and wrote it in that time. So
Nah.
he had that just sitting there, just ready to press publish on YouTube.
Yeah.
But I wonder if they were gonna save some. I wonder if like Drake, because he had those three in this one, if he was gonna like save one, but then he realized that Kendrick dropped like a 7 minute track that he had to just put them all together, for like one
Mm.
long one. And I wonder if they've got anything else just sat there. Because I feel like at this point now they both need to go
I
back
think
and
they need
like,
to respond. Yeah, they need to respond to each other.
yeah,
What's this
yeah,
stalker
yeah,
allegation nonsense? And what's this fulfilling your fantasies of, I don't know, seeing other white women or some shit that Drake's saying?
yeah, yeah. He was getting at him. He was getting at him. So yeah, it's time to for them both to go back to their notepad and just write something fresh at this point.
Yeah.
I think they have to. It's not just gonna stop here, is it? Like imagine Drake
Surely
just
not.
doesn't
It
reply
seems
now.
too empty. Do you know what I mean? It doesn't seem like it's finished.
Yeah,
But Drake never responded to the Pusha T thing, so you just never know.
yeah. I can't remember what happened with that one now. I can't remember how many tracks went back and forth. But I think Pusha did get the win
Yeah,
that time, didn't he?
yeah.
From what most people felt anyway. Because I think he exposed him then about his son, didn't he? And then,
And then that was it, really.
yeah, he couldn't really say anything.
But maybe it's
So
also
imagine that happens again.
a business decision because when you look at that, yeah, Drake's like here, Pusha T's like here. Does it make sense for Drake to keep sending and dissing, going back and forth with Pusha? Whereas like Kendrick and Drake are the biggest. They can
Yeah,
just keep going back and forth and breaking the internet because
yeah, that's true.
there's just nothing that's going to be bigger than this moment.
Yeah, yeah, you're right. There's a lot more on the line now as well. Because
This
everyone
is
at
for
the
top
top,
spot.
exactly, yeah. This is for the top spot. There's no arguing after this. So then, yeah, you have to reply to this. You can't just ignore this because how are you going to just go back to like dropping normal music after this? Everyone's just
Oh
waiting for that
man,
reply.
I feel like
Like
if
imagine
any
Drake
of
just put out
them,
a song now and it's just like just a normal song,
yeah,
normal
that's what I'm
music video.
saying. Even if
Everyone's
they
gonna
went
be
for
like,
an
"What?"
album, the
Yeah,
album is it's just not. I don't know. It feels like no one cares right now. Do you know what I mean? We need to
yeah,
settle
yeah.
this.
So how long we giving Drake? A
Well,
week.
I want a response today.
They should
But
be doing anything else right now.
yeah, man.
You should be getting up, going to the gym, get some energy, and then straight to the studio, just
Yeah,
writing. This is
just
like the whole,
plotting. This is
yeah,
war.
phone on do not disturb, just everything, just
Yeah,
straight
let's go.
focus mode.
Let's go.
I'd love to be in a studio session. You know, like did Boy Wonder do Drake's last one?
I think so.
Because he mentions him, doesn't he? He says something like "Boy Wonder gives me a beat and I murder it," or I can't remember his words, but I think it might have been a Boy Wonder one. But I'd love to be the producer that one of them calls straight away. Who
Yeah,
would you rather call? Would you rather Drake call you right now and be like, "Bro, I need a beat"?
definitely,
Oh,
definitely,
yeah,
man. Because yeah, I'm a Drake fan. Of course,
yeah,
I want to produce for Drake instead of Kendrick. And also, Kendrick is probably gonna want some weird, obscure shit. Like that last one didn't even have drums in it, right? It was just like a sample, right? Just on loop.
yeah. It was kind of. He always goes to those unorthodox beats, doesn't he? Some
Yeah,
of them are sick, but then with like the Drake ones, I don't know. You just feel more energy with those ones because it's like
yeah, and they're
a
mad
trap beat,
simple
isn't
as
it?
well. It's just a crazy simple trap beat.
Yeah,
Even a drill beat, nothing crazy.
yeah. What did you think about that drill beat?
It was okay, nothing special. But I'm not gonna lie to you, I wasn't really trying to even care about the beat too much.
Yeah, of course. You only need something really simple for a diss track like that. You
I
only need
mean,
like just like one melody or something,
to be fair,
and a couple little
if
things coming in here and there.
Drake, like we said, like Drake likes to make more of a song, something that you
Hmm.
could probably replay. So maybe if the beat was way more catchy, it could really slap. But
Yeah,
I'm
because you know
I'm
what I
kind of
was
here for the
thinking about.
bars.
Um, I was thinking what makes a better diss track. Like, does making a catchy diss track make it a better diss track, or should it purely be about just the lyrics that you're saying?
I think it's both.
Do you
I
think it
think
does
it's
need
like
an
two.
element of catchiness?
Yeah, when I think about probably one of the best diss tracks of all time, "Hit 'Em Up," Tupac.
Tupac.
The
Yeah,
beat is so memorable. It's
yeah,
such a good beat, and then it's also very catchy.
that's true. And even like, I was literally thinking of that track because even now, like my girlfriend, she puts that song on and she knows all the words, even though like the intro and everything is so fucking
Yeah,
like it's just like I fucked your bitch, you fat motherfucker. Like
yeah,
she's singing that in there. I'm like, these words never come out of your mouth, but she's in the kitchen singing it, so it cracks me up because I'm
yeah,
like, maybe you do need something catchy because everyone knows that song now. As soon as that comes on, and imagine a diss track like that being about you, when
Mm.
everyone knows the words and everyone's singing it.
Yeah. What else is like a really good diss track? There's that's probably my favorite diss track of all time. I'm trying to think of
Yeah,
like the most memorable
Ether.
ones.
Ether is one of the most famous ones by Nas against Jay
Mm.
Z. Um, then after that, you have all the. I'm trying to think of the biggest ones though. Ether's definitely up there with one of the most talked about ones. Obviously,
Hmm.
Hit 'Em Up. Um, and then maybe it is one of the Eminem ones.
Yeah. Yeah, maybe,
Let me
maybe,
see.
man.
Let me see if we're missing anything.
I'm trying to think of like, do you remember the Bugsy Malone and Chip
Oh
beef?
yeah,
Because they
for
were
the
going back
UK.
and forth for like
Yeah,
very, very quickly as well. But I'm just not remembering like every diss.
this has got a list. This will help us remember. Let me pull up some of the ones we'll know. Um,
The Mariah
Cannabis
Carey one
second
at
round
Eminem,
KO. I don't know if
that was a
you
good one.
remember that. This was
Which
like
one?
1998, so
Which
I
one?
heard I heard it later in life. Do you know? Can you remember the rapper Cannabis?
Nah.
I don't know if people will even remember him, but he had like an ongoing beef with LL Cool J, and like in the late 90s, he had this track called Second Round KO, Second Round Knockout. I had
Mm.
Mike Tyson in the cameo and like in the intro. And that at the time, like I remember people at the time saying that was huge. That was like a big beef. Um,
Back to back, Drake
Back to
against Meek
back.
Mill. Yeah, that's a good one. That's a
Oh
good diss
yeah,
track. But then also the story of Adidon, the Pusha T one. I think that's quite a
yeah,
catchy beat. That's a good beat.
that is true. And then you'll have the early ones as well. Just looking through this list, like Easy E, Real Motherfucking
Mm.
G's, because he did his shots fired at like Dr. Dre and Snoop Dogg.
Yeah.
Then there's 50 Cent, obviously Notorious B.I.G. Oh yeah, Kill Shot. In fact, that's one. You know the Eminem and MGK one.
Yeah.
That was quite big, obviously at the time. Oh yeah, Drake back to back. Yeah, Jay Z Takeover, Nas Ether. Oh yeah, Ice
But
Cube, No Vaseline. That's like early 90s, but that's like a famous one.
Drake definitely has a hit 'em up in him.
Yeah,
He could
yeah, he
go that
does,
route
man.
and just keep it playful and make a hit. But I definitely want to hear like a proper response now, man. It's like let's go after it.
Yeah, me too. He must be thinking that now. The way that last Kendrick one just got so personal, like he's got, he can't be thinking about anything else other than right. It's
Yeah,
time to just kill this guy.
yeah, man. Talking to your
Not focus on
mum,
anyone else. Just go
addressing your
for it.
mum by her first name.
And the sun and everything.
Yes,
Yeah,
son.
that's crazy.
Yeah, I'm just stirring the spot right now. Stirring
If
the
you were a
spot.
rapper, who would you
Hmm.
rather be in rap beef with, Kendrick or Drake?
I don't want any part of Kendrick. He's too much of a rapper. You know what I'm trying to say? He's just
Yeah,
like I
it
said. He
feels
takes
like
it
that.
too personal. Do you know what I mean?
Yeah, yeah,
At least
nah,
with
I
Drake,
probably
like
agree.
it's just fun. It's just banter to me.
That's true.
And
Yeah, like
because
with
Kendrick is
Kendrick.
so, I think also Kendrick is, he seems quite private. I don't really know too much about him, especially since he took 5 years off. So where do you find so much faults? Whereas like Drake is
Yeah,
always out here. You can find something.
yeah, that's true. Yeah, it seems like Kendrick has these like big gaps in between everything, but who knows what he's doing in the meantime? Like,
Yeah.
because like as producers, we have to like we have to keep up our like, what's the word I'm looking for? Like we have to continuously make beats to make sure we're putting the reps in to stay strong at making beats. Like when you have some time off producing, you come back
Mm,
to it and you feel a bit rusty, and it's like, like the first few beats back in might be a bit dead. Like
mm,
rappers will have to do the same thing. Like you can't just have those long breaks and then just come straight back to it and be as good as a writer as you were before. For most
mm,
people, anyway. So you think even though people have like big gaps in between releasing stuff, they should still be making a lot of music and probably are
mm.
making a lot of music, but just not releasing it, just to keep the reps up, just to keep their pen game up.
Yeah. But what I'm trying to say is like, where do you find fault with Kendrick? He doesn't put himself out there enough to
Mm,
even he like you know what
yeah,
I'm
I
saying.
see
He
what you
doesn't really
mean.
have moments.
You're right. He's not as in. He's not as much. in the public eye, is he? In a way,
Yeah.
because he keeps himself that way.
Hmm.
Whereas Drake, I feel like Drake loves it a bit more.
Yeah.
So there's a lot to talk about because when you're in the spotlight like that so much, you're gonna make mistakes. Or like we're just human, aren't we? So there's gonna be little
Hmm.
slip ups. There's gonna be things to talk about. Do you think the ab thing's true? Everyone's accusing him of
Oh yeah.
buying his abs. That just made me think.
Nah.
I was showing my
Surely not,
girlfriend and she
right?
was like,
Let
"Yeah,
me let me see
nah,
the
it's true.
picture.
Like,
I
look at it." And she was breaking it down for me
Let me see. Let me see.
because she was saying it looks like he's had some sort of tummy tuck, is it, or liposuction because of the skin around it.
Because I mean, he's got abs, but he's still got a lot of body. Like, yeah, he's still got
Yeah, a bit of body
body
fat.
fat on him.
That would
But
be mad.
it's hard, it's kind of hard to say, innit? Because
Yeah,
I would
just
expect
pictures you
fake
don't know
abs
with
to
the
look
lighting.
light in the way how his body distributes fat. Maybe he carries
Mm,
it in certain areas and not others.
just typing in fake abs to see
Fake
what they
abs
look
usually
like.
really look like proper fake.
Yeah, maybe. Who knows, man? We need the facts, and then we can make a call. But it definitely seems like the public are going with Kendrick.
Mm. Yeah,
I put up a poll
definitely.
earlier, actually. It's only
What
been
did
a
it
few
say?
hours, but let me see what my audience are feeling like. So 61% are saying Kendrick, and 39% are saying Drake.
Yeah,
But
I
the
think this is going to be more of a popularity contest, though, man. I got to be honest with you.
yeah, I think so.
Right now,
And
just people don't really fuck with Drake. Seems like the world is against him.
yeah, yeah, you're right. It's like people are scared to say Drake as well. Even though Kendrick like could be on top right now, people are somewhat scared to say Drake because they know that everyone's hating on Drake. So the easier thing to do is go with the majority.
Hmm.
And also, like when I put this poll up, it was like after Kendrick dropped his track. So I wonder what people would have said if I posted it just straight after Drake's drop.
Yeah,
You know, because it's like the last thing you hear is the thing that stays on your mind. Because it does feel like whoever's just dropped their response, they're on top at the moment. Because then we're waiting for the other guy, unless it's a weak track, and then it's like, nah, this wasn't a good response.
mm.
But because they've all been good, it's so hard to say. Have you
Yeah.
asked your audience?
Nah, but I'm gonna guess that it's gonna be Kendrick. Even from our group chat, I think I was probably the
Yeah,
only one that said Drake. Everyone else was just like Kendrick. Kendrick's got
he's the
this.
fanboy.
And even just looking
I've
through like comments on people's videos, it's like, yeah, no Drake, don't respond. Kendrick's
yeah,
got this, blah blah blah. So
yeah. I was struggling to decide. I'm a fan of both as well. I've never been a well. I've been a Drake hater once in my life. Like when he first came out, Drake, I used to love him, and
yeah,
then after a while, you know, when his music started getting a bit softer, that's when I started hating him, and then I started accepting that music as well, and then I was just a fan again. But I'd never be a Drake hater. Like you gotta respect what he's done and
yeah,
how sick he actually is. People forget what people have done in the past like so quick. Like to forget someone could be like on top, like he was literally just on top, well still on top, but you know, you could have like some of the sickest songs in that moment, and then fast forward a few years, if he's not dropping something like that, or people aren't feeling it as much, they kind of just forget everything that someone's done in the past, and they're like, "Nah, Drake shit."
yeah.
They'll just throw it out there like he
It's
hasn't got that
crazy.
history.
Yeah.
So I've never been like that. You always got to respect what someone's done. But yeah, in the chat, it feels like, yeah, saying Kendrick snapped. Kendrick. Kendrick's got a diehard fan base, doesn't he?
Definitely, man. Especially compared to Drake as well. I feel like yeah, you get some Drake fanboys, probably like myself, but he has way more haters than Kendrick because there's not you can't really hate Kendrick. Do you know what I'm trying to say? There's
Yeah,
not much to hate about him. He's just that artist that's really just in his zone and does his thing, completely
yeah.
authentic.
I
And
can see
some
why some people hate on Drake
maybe
because he's one
people
of those
perceive him as
guys.
like yeah maybe he's just I don't want to say less authentic, but I can understand where people might see that, especially because he can do this and then completely flip the script and move into a different lane and do that,
Yeah,
and just always in the spotlight every single year, consistently releasing, always
yeah, and
jumping on
he's
the
kind of
trends
known
and
for
shit.
following trends as well, isn't he?
Yeah, definitely.
But that could be why he's up there, like why he's like one of the best because he knows how to pivot and knows how to move. Because everyone says this, everyone's like, "Oh, no, it shouldn't have changed from his old music," but you do have to move with the times a bit as well. Like it
Yeah,
can work
man.
with someone like Kendrick just being like a pure artist. Obviously, that's shown, but then also like as a rapper, it will be hard to just stick to what you've always done
Hmm.
because then it's like
And you
you
can never
like
win with that argument because there's some artists who people are like, why did he change? He switched up. He should
yeah
have just stayed the same, like what you're saying. But then you also get, he always sounds the same. It's never
yeah
different.
exactly.
I think a good example of that is Roddy Rich.
Mm,
People hate on Roddy Rich now, and I really don't understand that one. He had the big album with the box on it, smashed it.
yeah.
Then he dropped that second album, and people are like, oh, it's just the same. It doesn't sound any different. He hasn't evolved as an artist, but it's like
Mm,
that's him. Do you know what I'm trying to say?
yeah, that's his
So
sound.
it's like how it's a battle that you probably just you have to just do what's natural to you in it.
Yeah, that would be a struggle. That would be a hard thing to deal with because you're getting all these conflicting opinions. Um, and it's like, yeah, you do have to kind of move with the times, but then you don't want to change your sound too much. And it's like, where do you find that balance? Because imagine if people never moved with the times, it's like everyone would still be on just like vinyl boom bap beats from the 90s. Like, you've got to like elevate the sound a bit, don't you, for change? But I think
Maybe.
you could just never, you can just never please everyone anyway.
No,
But it would just be hard
definitely
for an
not.
artist to decide what to do. So obviously, it feels like the best thing you could do is just stick with your gut and put out what you feel like you want to put
Yeah,
out. But even that in itself is kind of risky because I don't know. Where do you find a balance between like catering to your audience and catering to yourself?
that's a tough question to ask.
Yeah.
I think you just have to be very instinctual with it.
Do
And
you personally prefer when artists switch up the style, or do you prefer it when you just hear them for the sound that you started liking them for?
both. I'm very not critical in that way of like, oh, he switched up. Now I don't
Yeah.
listen to him. Or, oh, he always sounds the same. Now I don't listen to him. I don't really critique. I'm just more subjective about the music. Do I like it or not? Like, I'll
Yeah.
give you a good example as well. I am a fan of J. Cole, but I was way more of a fan of J. Cole with his mixtapes days rather than
Mm.
like every newer album. I'm probably listening less to J. Cole and I go back more to the older stuff.
Yeah. Give this new
But
one a try, man. I think you'll like this new one.
it's not necessarily because he's changed up or he just doesn't sound the same. It's just my taste, I guess, isn't it? Whereas like
Yeah, of
the
course.
complete opposite for Tyler the Creator, his older stuff I'm not a huge fan of, but the more he's evolved as an artist, the more I've liked
Mm.
his newer albums. Like every album's just got more better for me.
Yeah. Yeah, he's really evolved, man. I remember listening to his early stuff, like when he was first. I can't remember like his first one, even like before Yonkers, because Yonkers was a huge track that he put out. But his stuff was so dark before.
Yeah, it
His stuff was just about like
was a bit more intense
VCRs in
and crazy.
basements and just like real dark stuff. And that's why he got. I feel like that's why he got a lot of attention because the stuff he was saying was like so like twisted and dark. But then the way he just evolved to what was the I think his favorite album or my favorite album of his is what's the one with the pink cover?
Igor.
Um yeah, Igor. I think it's that one anyway. Like when you listen to like the production and everything on that album, if it's the
Yeah,
one
it's
I'm
just so
thinking of,
musical.
yeah, it's insane. And then you listen to his old stuff and it's like this is just like really dark, but both smart in their own way. But yeah, the way he's evolved has been crazy. Is there anyone you can think of who's never switched up the style? Anyone
DBE.
who you've been listening to for a long time who's been like everything he's dropped has just always been the same?
Personally, I feel like a lot of the trap guys like Young Thug, DBE, yeah, they
Mm,
have done, or even Gunna, they have done songs outside as well. Like Young Thug has done a couple pop songs.
yeah,
Gunna's done like an Afrobeat song. But for the most part, if you put it on a Gunna album, to me, they all sound very similar. Same thing with Young
Yeah,
Thug, very similar. Same thing with Future. Pretty much the same thing. Do you know what I'm trying to say? Melodic trap kind of rap.
yeah, hundred
Sometimes
percent.
harder beats, but pretty much always trap. Trying to think who else.
But it's kind of worked for them as well.
Yeah, you go to them for that kind of shit.
Yeah,
They have. I'm not gonna lie. Like they have done a few other tracks that might have been different, but it's never been a whole different project.
yeah,
It's never been like Post Malone, where his first album is way more hip hop and R&B influence to like now it's probably more pop and country.
yeah, yeah. You're right, actually. So I guess it does work both ways. Like maybe you can stick
Yeah,
to what you're good at and
I
just what
think
you're
it
known
just comes
for.
down to who you are as an artist. Like you look at Post Malone, it just for me anyway, it feels natural. Like
Yeah,
this is just who he is. Of course, he's gonna. Same thing with Young Thug. Like he's just, I don't know. Maybe the audience can just smell when it's more authentic. Do you know what I'm trying to say?
yeah, maybe. Yeah, rather than
Like
just jumping on a trend, it's like, yeah,
if
this just
if
feels like their
Eminem
natural
dropped on
progression.
"I'm a Piano" today because "I'm a Piano" is hot, maybe we're gonna start questioning like, why is he jumping on this? This doesn't seem right.
Yeah, yeah, you're right. Be a funny one to hear, actually.
Someone should turn that into a remix
I know, yeah, might have to try
with some AI vocals or something.
that. But yeah, it could, I guess it can work for both of them.
Yeah, there's really no rules with this, man. Sometimes people try it and it doesn't work. Some people try it and it works tremendously. Sometimes people try it and at first it doesn't work, but then you look back and you're like, wow. I always like we always talk about it, but the Kanye West 808s album. In the
Yeah,
beginning, people weren't messing with it until we look back now and we're like, what a masterpiece.
yeah, yeah, you're right. I thought we didn't even talk about his diss track. He jumped on the Like That remix, didn't he?
Yeah,
That got taken down. I don't know
yeah,
how I feel
man.
about that because it
That's
wasn't even like
I didn't like
a
it.
it wasn't like a solid diss or anything. I feel like he was just jumping on it. It was like it's time to just he just felt like saying some shit about Drake, but it wasn't
Yeah, did
even
you
that
listen
deep,
to
was
that
it?
podcast?
Oh no, I didn't actually. What was the one again?
I can't remember who he was talking to, but there was a podcast where he played it live.
Yeah, I saw the clip of him playing it live, but I didn't actually listen to the full thing. Did you listen to the full one? Yeah.
Nah, just through the podcast, whatever he played there.
Right. Yeah, I heard the clip of him playing it because then I think he released it, didn't he? And it got taken down,
Mm,
and then he released it again on his own channel, and then that got taken down too. But yeah, I feel like that was kind of random. I feel like he didn't need to really step in there.
yeah, nah, man. It was to me, it was kind of weak. It was just the gang mentality again, innit?
Yeah, definitely. Now, wait, I'm trying to think if Drake even came back and said anything about Kanye, or if he just kind of left him out of it. It was
I
like, what's
haven't
the
heard
point?
anything. Well, anything memorable anyway.
Nah.
But there's no
Feel-
point. Let's just go straight for Kendrick, man. Come on.
yeah,
I
I
don't
know.
want to
At
hear
this
no more
point,
Ace,
especially.
no more ASAP talk, no more Metro talk. It's
Mm.
Kendrick now.
How do you think Metro's feeling catching a few strays? He might like it. He might like the attention.
Yeah, I think so. It's probably good for his album sales.
Yeah, 100%. Because did Like That go number one?
Did it? That's crazy.
Did it? I think it
I don't
did.
know.
Let me see. Because it's rare that you get a diss track number one. The single premieres. I know it was. Oh yeah, the single premieres at number one on the streaming songs charts.
Okay.
So it went number one on. I think it did.
Yeah, its
Official
peak
singles
position was number
charts.
one. Yeah, I'm on it now. Its
Weeks
peak
on the
position was
chart.
number one, so it's definitely been there. Now it's just all
That's.
Taylor Swift. The top 15 is Taylor Swift.
Are you
Top
looking on
14,
officialcharts.com or
Billboard.
the other one? Billboard. So it's just Taylor Swift. She's always there, man. I know she's got a huge fan base. I don't really know anyone that listens to Taylor Swift, but that's just so out of our scene, isn't it?
Yeah,
Hot 100. Yeah,
yeah,
Taylor
that's
Swift.
nuts.
And then all that is mad. So Taylor Swift featuring Post Malone, and then Taylor Swift on every track. She's got the top 15 songs.
Yeah,
That
and
is
then some
actually
more past
crazy.
that as well, like in the 20th position and all that.
What the fuck? That is mad. Yeah, so like that's number 17, gone down to 17 now.
Yeah,
Do you
that's
know people
crazy.
that listen to Taylor Swift?
Nah, bro. I can't lie to you. I can't. I can only name you her massive, like old ones. I don't know Taylor
Yeah.
Swift like that. It's just not in my world, innit? I don't really listen to music in the radio.
Yeah, of course. There's obviously an audience for it, clearly.
Yeah,
But yeah, that is actually crazy. Yeah, then when you scroll further down, she's got number 21, 23, 4, 5, 6, and number 30. She's just all over the top charts. She's like every song. Imagine the
It-
kind of money that that's bringing in.
yeah.
Is there
That
anyone from the UK in
that
the
producer
Billboard
who's
charts
on
right
it.
now? Huh?
That producer who's on it. Jack and Anton Toff, I think his name is. I think he does most of her stuff.
Oh, yeah. He's laughing right now.
Insane.
I'd love to see the strategy, like to sit down in like a board meeting and see what the plan is for a Taylor Swift album, like the marketing rollout, what they might be doing like behind the scenes that we don't know about.
Mhm.
Because there's always a lot of speculation about buying streams. If you listen, did you listen to that Ross interview on the Flagrant podcast?
Yeah,
So can you remember him? Oh yeah, we were talking about it, weren't we?
yeah.
So the way he was breaking it down was saying like what labels do is usually push the people who are like further up because then you don't question it. So if someone's got like 500 million organic streams, they could bot them up to like a billion organic streams, and you're like, well, yeah, you just kind of think, yeah, of course it's done a billion because it's that popular. You wouldn't really question it.
Hmm.
So that makes you wonder if they do it with people like Taylor Swift. I'm not saying they do. I'm just like guessing. But I just love to see the whole strategy, like what goes on from like the board meeting to the release, like the marketing campaign, like everything.
Hmm.
Be so interesting.
Yeah, man. Who to get those kind of numbers and stuff like that? It's just a different level.
Yeah, I'm trying to see if there's anyone in the UK right now.
What that's on the Billboard charts.
Yeah, like there's no UK rappers up there. I still feel like the UK feels a bit strange in terms of music.
Mm.
No one's, if you think about it, this year, no one's dropped a banger yet, have they? There's been
No,
like some
but
good songs put out.
I did notice some like quite a lot of songs have been dropped like last month, like Heady One
Mm,
with Stormzy. I think
yeah, that's
Cactus
true.
dropped with maybe Pot of Paper. I think I seen K Trap
There
dropped.
was the thing you want on Pot of Paper, which is kind of sick. M Huncho and Pot of
Mm.
Paper.
I saw
But
the re-release of the Liverpool guy. Cop
Mazza.
that shit. Nah, what's his name? A Star, is that his name? Cop that shit.
Oh, yeah, yeah, yeah. Yeah, because he was on that track, got that sync placement on The Gentleman,
Yeah.
and then the remix came out.
Hmm.
Yeah. But I'm trying to. What was popping last year? It was like Dave in Central C, wasn't it? When did that come out? Was that like the summer banger of the year? Was that the
Yeah,
year before?
probably. No, I think that was last year, right?
Yeah, 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 yeah.
Sprinter.
Sprinter, and that was huge. So I wonder what the summer banger is going to be this year, because it's coming up to that time now. We had like one
Hmm.
day the other day where I could actually step outside in a t-shirt for the first time.
Oh,
Obviously,
it's
you don't
nice
see it
now.
now because you're in Thailand, but that was like our one bit of summer, and then
Yeah.
just back to rain again today. But it's coming to that time where people are going to start dropping the summer anthems as well. But I'm
Hmm.
just thinking like this whole year we haven't really had a hit in the UK where like everyone's been talking about it and everyone's been playing it. It's just been like a couple songs here and there, but nothing too crazy.
Yeah, not yet. Maybe, but maybe something will come up soon.
Everyone's focused on these diss tracks at the moment. Maybe we need some
Yeah.
UK rap beef.
Who's gonna go against each other?
I've been seeing
Who's calling out who?
there was one that was going round. Um who was it now? Ah man, the names have gone out my head. But wasn't anything like huge right now where everyone's talking about it. It was just like a couple tracks back and
Hmm.
forth. And then I think Drake and Kendrick have just got everyone inspired to just get their ego back up because I've seen RD put up a track and he's kind of subliminally dissing people and like kind of calling people out. So maybe
Ah, that's
someone will
funny.
shoot back at RD. But
But it seems like in the UK when there is beef, normally it's a bit more street. Like remember the Heady one and
Yeah,
Tion Wayne? I don't think there was any diss tracks. It was just literally they see each other, then it's on site really. Videos
yeah,
of them like
definitely.
of stuff happening, but not really like tracks, music.
Yeah,
The
obviously there's
last
been
big diss I
loads
can
in.
think of is when Chip was going at everyone, Young and
Mm,
Bugsy, Tiny Temper.
yeah, in fact, yeah, that Chip. I don't know how old that is now, but the Chip and Bugsy one that was going around for
Yeah,
like they
2015,
were going like back and forth. Obviously, 2015. Yeah, they were going back
2015,
and forth a lot.
2016. Yeah.
So that was sick. But yeah, have we had anything big like that since?
Nah. Stormzy. Wait, Stormzy and
Oh
Chip,
yeah,
no?
Stormzy and Chip, wasn't it?
Yeah, but it was I think there was a diss track from Chip from what I remember, and always kind of light jabs from Stormzy.
Mm. Yeah, I feel like in the UK, Chip is up there for diss tracks. Like you won't want
He's
to
the
go
best at
against
it.
Chip.
100% the
Yeah,
best at it. He's his pen, bro. He don't even write, so I don't even know why we say his pen. He just spits off the dome, and he's insane.
well, you've worked with him, haven't you? So is that what he does? He just
Yeah,
kind
just
of
kind of
writes in his head.
loop the beat, kind of just sits there, thinks about it, then he'll jump on and spit it.
He's just been doing it like so long now. I remember like way back in like the early grime days, like you'd see videos of him as just like a young kid just
Yeah.
spitting on the street. And even back then, like he sounded sick compared to the older people he was spitting with.
Hmm.
And he's just been like, it just seems like he's been naturally gifted with it, although he has obviously worked hard. But there's certain people you just feel like they've just got it. Because you
Yeah,
see some people that work really hard at it, and you can tell that they need to work really hard at it. And then there's people like Chip who just feel like it's so natural to him. It's kind of like the like
definitely.
Ronaldo and Messi. Like I look at Ronaldo thinking he's sick, but he you could tell he's like worked so hard to get
Hmm.
there. But then when you see Messi, it's like he was just born like that. Like he's not even
You know,
trying.
I was thinking the same analogy today, but with Drake and Kendrick. I was thinking in my head, Kendrick is messy, 100%, just so natural with it, so
Yeah.
effortless. Whereas like Drake is the hard. Not that Kendrick's not the hard working, but Drake is Ronaldo, like more of the hard worker,
Mm.
kind of always out there, but people love to hate. No one
Yeah.
hates
Maybe.
Messi. I don't think I've ever heard a single person say, oh, "I don't like
Nah.
Messi," and I get
Yeah.
that
That's a
vibe with
good analogy, really.
Kendrick, where it's like people, as soon as there's an issue with Ronaldo, they just love to hate Ronaldo. Oh, he's done, he's
Yeah.
finished, he's overrated, but always, times after time, always showed up, always proved people wrong. I feel that's more like a Drake.
Yeah. Nah. I think you're right. Actually, it's a good analogy. But yeah, I mean, apart from that, in the UK, like I don't know. There's no one like who raps like that. Like who's our UK Drake and who's our UK Kendrick and who's our UK J Cole? Who's our top three of like lyricists and like
Lyricists,
hit
if we're
makers?
saying lyricists, that's different because I feel like the best lyricists in England are not necessarily the biggest. Like I listen to Gets, for example. I don't think
Mm,
anyone, maybe Chip, yeah, Chip Gets these kind of rappers.
yeah.
No one's touching them. I listened to. I don't know if you've seen this. There was a Gets Daily Duppy where he's just mentioning football teams,
Oh,
and
the
it's
football
so
ones.
clever. Yeah,
Yeah, Guess is sick. I think he's like criminally underrated, man.
so
And
underrated because his music is just it's too good. You know what I'm saying? It's like music for musicians almost.
yeah,
Like the wordplay is
maybe he's
just,
our.
oof.
What is if you're comparing like UK to US? Maybe Guess is our Kendrick.
But he
Obviously,
doesn't
the
get. But
numbers are so different. Like he doesn't
he
have those
doesn't.
hits.
He doesn't have the accolades or the hits or anything. That's why we don't think of him like that.
Yeah, but just in terms of like music and
The only person I
writing
could
ability,
think Kendrick
Wretch
could be
32 as well.
maybe.
He could be like a Kendrick style, but again, he doesn't have like the accolades like that.
I'd give it to maybe more Dave, most similar to
Ah,
Kendrick,
wait, yeah, you're right.
or a Little Sims, but mainly Sorry, Dave.
Yeah, nah, I'm wrong. Dave, yeah, because he has got the hits as well.
Yeah, and he's like
So maybe if we're just
the one that
comparing it
everyone
like that,
loves.
yeah. So if we're just comparing it like that, like, doesn't it always have to just be like, okay, lyrically? Because yeah, obviously some of the underground ones would come on top, but
Mm,
just the UK equivalent. Who's our Kendrick? Yeah, it probably is Dave. Then who's our Drake?
no one. No
We
one's
don't
like
really have one, do we?
consistently out there like that, making hits time and time again. Central C could probably be the closest, but still no.
Yeah. And then who's J. Cole?
The under the radar kind of guy. That's
Mm,
always been sick.
that could be Wretch. Both pretty
It's a tough one.
poetic.
Let me pull up.
And then who's that
Maybe
Kanye?
like age. I'd say AJ Tracy is probably more like a J Cole. Kind of
You
dips in
think?
and out. Dips in and out, but smashes it. Who
I
what
think
was you
we
saying?
mentioned
Who's
before.
who?
I was saying who was UK Kanye West, and then we thought in terms of like the wild stuff
Oh,
that they say. We said Wiley before, didn't we? At one point,
oh, definitely.
and then we've got forget we've actually got some big names, man. Central C, like who's the US Central C? I think that's a hard one to compare.
Very hard. Because I'm just trying to think like who consistently goes viral
Mm.
with music in the US. I'm sure there's someone. I just can't think of it.
Who's our Eminem?
H, in my opinion.
Yeah, yeah, it probably would be H because he has got some hits as well.
Yeah. And especially like the like early Eminem was very cheeky and funny, and I feel like H has got more of that kind of vibe about him.
Yeah, you're right. I keep seeing videos of him on TikTok with that angry Ginge from Manchester. Have you ever seen
Oh
those
yeah,
clips? Them
nah, I
two are
haven't seen the
funny together,
clips.
man. They're just going at each other, but it's all just like all just banter, all just funny shit.
Yeah,
And then who else is on top in the UK right now? Who's the US pot of paper then? Because I feel like most of the UK in terms of rap, they really love pot of paper. They think like he's up there with the best we've had. Maybe more on a street level, because obviously there's Dave, but
I'm not sure who I would compare Pot Paper to, but I was thinking 50 Cent, Fredo.
50 Cent and Fredo. Hmm, maybe.
The streets love Fredo, but the people also love Fredo too. And
Yeah.
he's got a couple bangers, but he's still that gangster guy.
Yeah, because people compare fucking shit, I forgot his name now. What's it called that uses all the 50 Cent type beats? He makes more
Oh
like
yeah,
R&B tracks.
I know who you're talking about.
Why is his name gone right
Strands.
on my head? Yeah, Strands, my bad. But then I can't really compare him to 50 Cent. He just makes like similar
The
styles of
similar
music
songs,
sometimes.
yeah.
I don't think he's like, because 50
I
Cent's
guess
just
what
way
I'm
more
comparing
gangster.
is more just like the brand and how people perceive them.
Yeah, yeah, yeah. Yeah, so Fredo could be.
Nines, Nas.
There's Digga D too. Wonder who that is. Yeah, Nines and Nas. That's a good comparison actually. Because Nines has just been around for years, hasn't he? And he's just always been,
And he's always got that core fan base that just love his music.
yeah, just loves hip hop. They're always nice, like chilled beats as well.
Who's the US J Hus?
J Hus. Ooh, US J Hus. I need to see all the pictures in front of me. Just type in US rappers.
Yeah, that's
See
what I've
who
literally
springs to
got. I
mind.
got UK rappers and US rappers on another tab.
It brings up the most famous ones, doesn't it? So J Hus would be really comparing to any of these.
Yeah, that's what I'm saying. Some is not that like yeah, some is not a direct
Yeah.
comparison.
Have we got an Andre 3000?
Not yet.
Nah.
From the list that I'm seeing, the closest could probably be like a Little Sims.
Or what about what about Snoop Dogg? Have we got a Snoop Dogg?
An OG gigs.
Oh, you could. I was gonna say
Just
Nines is kind of up there, just with the whole brand thing.
very respected.
Yeah,
Mainly respected for who he is, even more so than the music.
yeah, maybe. Who's your all-time favorite UK rapper? Is it Chip?
Rapper, oh,
Mm-hmm.
rapper or artist that's in rap
We'll do
because
both. start with rap and
Because
then we'll
I
do artist.
if I'm saying like my like rappers for rapping, then I'll probably choose like a Chip, a Nines,
Mm-hmm.
a Gets. But they're not my favorite. Like you, if I'm talking like artists who are in rap, then Skepta's up there for me. He's probably like number one.
Yeah. Yeah,
I'm a big
Skepta.
Fredo fan too, so I'll probably put him up there.
Mm. Do you think Kano gets slept on?
Yeah,
Because
definitely, definitely.
I think people forget about his music sometimes and how much he actually did in music. Because people just associate him with Top Boy now.
Yeah, he's crossed over to acting so much that people forget about that. But
Yeah.
yeah, he's definitely underrated.
And then obviously,
Yeah, we still got a way to go. We haven't got a Pharrell yet. We haven't got a Post Malone yet.
yeah.
We ain't got a Travis yet.
I mean, it's just so hard because the UK is so small compared to the
It's
UK.
so small. When you think about it, yeah, we're like a state, if that.
Yeah. We're like a small state. So it is wild to think of.
But
So it's,
when you think about music as a whole, though, from the UK, it's actually crazy. Like for such a small place, how much musical influence and people that have come from the UK and how much of an impact it's made on the world, especially in
yeah.
like not maybe our hip hop scene or urban scene, whatever you want to call it, is not the biggest, but just all the things that have come from it: jungle to garage, garage to grime, grime to
Drill.
UK funky to Afrowave, Afrowave to drill.
Mm.
Like it's insane of how much music we have, and that's not even talking about pop or even the dance stuff.
Yeah. Nah, it's true actually. Then you have all the other stuff like drum and bass is huge right now.
Yeah,
That's getting
and
worldwide at the moment.
all the massive pop stars that have come from the UK, like a David Bowie to an Adele to a Phil Collins to an Ed Sheeran
Mm.
to a Dua Lipa, like it's nuts for such a small place. I think.
Yeah. Yeah, it's kind of crazy. You put it like that. It's sick though. I like it. Like, 'cause especially in rap, like in hip hop, we always like growing up. I don't know. Like, I feel like a lot of the UK looked up to the US for music, especially in
Hmm.
like maybe like obviously 90s and early 2000s. Obviously, you had like UK scenes as well, but for a long
Hmm.
time, UK people did really look up to the US and maybe imitated their style a bit.
Yeah, for
But then
sure.
at one point, we were like, nah, fuck this, we're doing our own thing. And then we
Hmm.
had all those things you mentioned, like the grime and drill, and we had the afro, like everything like that. It's like at one point we were just thinking, you know what, fuck getting validation from the US, let's just do our own thing.
Yeah.
And that kind of worked, that paid off because then they started looking at us and
Hmm.
being and getting influence from our side, from this sort of small island.
Yeah. It's nuts though. Even though England is quite a small place, when you really think about it, London is pretty much. I, I, I don't think I'm being biased in saying this, but I think London is pretty much the capital of Europe.
Yeah, it's like crazy influential. Everything from music to fashion
It's
to
such a
just like
cultural hub.
culture, just yeah. Yeah, you're definitely right.
Even so
That's good,
much that
man.
London just feels different to the rest of England, you know?
Oh, 100%. Whenever I go to London, it is just like going to a different country.
Mm,
It's like wild, especially from up here, like just because there's so much going on,
yeah,
so much to see. There's like, and obviously all the tourists you see there. Like you go into Manchester, it's like you see a couple of tourists, but no one's really walking around like tourists in London.
yeah.
You just see people from all over. It's just so hectic. Obviously, Manchester's a big city as well, and I really like Manchester, but it just feels a lot different
Hmm.
compared to going to London. Well, you've been in both as well, so you probably notice the same. It's just such a different vibe.
Definitely. Very, very different vibe. I think London is kind of a unique place in that way. To me, London
Yeah,
probably feels closer to more like a New York or something, you know?
yeah, definitely. I think so. Do you miss London?
Yeah, yeah and no. I don't have the want to move back anytime soon.
Yeah,
But I do miss because it's not like I hated London. I loved it. I
yeah,
just
yeah.
didn't want to. I just didn't feel like living there anymore. But I still like think about okay when I used to just leave the studio and go for a long walk around the city. That's just one of my favorite
Mm,
things to do. Things like that
yeah,
was really nice.
yeah. But even on just a 50-minute walk, you see a
Oh,
lot of
one
random
hundred
shit.
percent, man, 100%. You can
But
just
you'll get
bump
that in
into
Thailand as
someone.
well, yeah. I bet even walking around, like how close are you to the center of Bangkok? Like if you step outside your apartment, are you just in the mix straight away?
Pretty much, I'm in probably like one of the busiest areas of Bangkok, but
Right.
it's just a different vibe. I like both for different reasons.
Yeah.
I don't miss paying a tenner for a smoothie in London and
Yeah.
just feeling like I've been ripped off. Maybe my perception would change if I was living like spending 10K every single month, just
Mm.
disposable, living in London, just living my best life. Then it would be a bit different. But I don't think it was just like great value for money anymore.
I hear that. So is it still pretty cheap in Thailand then?
In Bangkok, I'll say it's more similar to Manchester pricing.
Right.
It's cheap, but it's not as cheap as you'd think it is. Whereas like I just came back from a place called Chiang Mai in the north this week,
Mm.
and it was
Oh, Chiang Mai. I've been there.
literally half price. I couldn't believe it was this cheap still.
Yeah. I love Chiang Mai. That was one of my favorite places.
Yeah, super
What
nice.
did you do up there?
It had been the first time since I've been back in like 7 years from when I used to live there,
Right.
and
Oh,
I
you
was just
lived in
chilling.
Chiang Mai?
Yeah, when I first came to Thailand, I was living in Chiang
Ah,
Mai.
okay. I thought you were in Bangkok the last time as well.
Nah, I mean I switched it now, but it was just nostalgic for me, just going around, seeing like all the old places I used to frequent, seeing if they're still there,
Yeah.
seeing old friends, and yeah, man, it's just so much more chill. It just reminds me of the difference between London and Manchester. Just a
Yeah.
way more chill
Yeah, you're right
vibe.
actually.
People are friendly in Bangkok, but people are extra friendly in Chiang Mai,
I noticed
and
that as well. I
yeah,
think
just
because
literally
it's
half price
moving
there.
at a slower pace, isn't it? So
Yeah,
it's like
less
people in
traffic, just little
yeah,
things like this.
yeah, yeah, yeah. I mean, Thai people are so happy anyway. I found when I went over there, everyone was just
Mm,
in a good mood. Like you'll say hi to someone and they're just like smiling instantly. Like they're known as
yeah,
smiley people, aren't they? It just makes you feel better, man. Like if you walk around in London, everyone looks like they're in a mood. Like
yeah.
everyone's just like in a rush, not got any time for anyone.
They
But
def- they're definitely that there definitely can be that vibe in London. I think London is great for many things, though. I think in terms of opportunities and stuff, there's
yeah,
probably not much better cities than that. If you want to earn a lot of money, probably not much better cities than that.
yeah,
But I don't know. I felt like sometimes it could be a bit stressful. Just things constantly moving. N- Like I can't lie. Like sometimes you just get caught up in it as well. It's
yeah,
not
of
until you
course,
get back and then you're in the thick of it, and I'm like, oh shit, this is like whoa.
yeah,
And I've been there pretty much all my life. Maybe not so much as an adult, but as a kid. So I'm cool to just switch it up in it. Can always come back.
yeah. Because you can still be in grind mode in a different environment. Like obviously,
Mm,
yeah, walking around in London, you probably do feel like you need to get up and go because everyone else is moving so fast.
mm,
But as long as you have your discipline to get done what you need to get done in a chilled environment, you can still do it. Like there's nothing happening around me, but I've just put certain things in place to make sure that I get up and do my shit. Like
mm,
even just like I can't believe I never did this before, but even like just last week, I've started using a calendar for like my whole life. I don't know if you do something similar,
mm,
but now I've like, because I was saying this to LLB as well. So since I handed certain things off to other people, like
mm.
outsourcing for things, I still felt like I was working the same amount of time, but I wasn't actually getting more done. And then when I'd look back on my day, I'd be like, I think I've been procrastinating today because I look back and I'd be like, probably should have done this. And how have I only just got this done when I've been working for like 8 or 9 hours? And
Mm-hmm.
it's all like the in between shit where I'm like, I might start making some music and then I'll make a coffee. Someone knocks on the door, I get distracted, I check an email, and then I do all this. I fill up my time with all this shit that doesn't really need to be done.
Yeah.
But now I've like set up a calendar where I've been like, okay, from like 9 till 11, this is like making music time. From 11 till this is like working on kit time. From one to this. And it doesn't mean I have to stick to that religiously every day, but it kind of just makes me like, I'll look at my phone and be like, oh, I should be doing this right now. And it kind of just puts me back in focus where I'm like, yeah, let's just focus on this. And I don't really forget about anything then.
Yeah.
But I was saying that because like there's nothing happening around me, but as long as you have some sort of discipline where you can just structure your day and get the shit done that you need to get done, your environment doesn't
Definitely.
matter too much.
Definitely, man. I felt even though I was in Chiang Mai this week, and I said to myself, I'm not really gonna work too much.
Hmm.
but I'll just do some stuff. But I still just found myself being ultra productive, just making music
Yeah.
hours every day, just because there is no distractions. There's not, even if I wanted to do stuff, there's not much you can do. It's super limited. So it was a good
Yeah.
thing in disguise. But I feel no different in a place like London. I can't lie. Even though there's everything you could want to do,
Hmm.
London for me has always been that city where no fun, just grind. I never
Yeah.
really went out unless it was for a reason. Like I got invited to an event or I got to make an
Yeah.
appearance, whatever. But I never really, rarely. There was never me just being like, yeah, let's go to a bar. It always got to be someone like, come with me to the bar, then I'll go.
Yeah.
It was always in my head like London is the city where I just work, grind.
Yeah, definitely. And obviously, the benefits of being somewhere like London is everyone else is there as well. So if you need sessions or just
Yeah.
linking up with other producers, like you could just do it that same day. You could just put on your phone like who's about
Easy.
today, and then someone's gonna pop up and like you're linking up with someone. Whereas it's gonna be a bit harder to do it. It's
Hmm.
harder to do it where I am, and then where you are, it's probably even harder. Even though you'll
Hmm.
meet a bunch of new people that you wouldn't have usually connected with. So that's the only thing. But then if you're not trying to be in sessions all day, like how often do you need to do that? It's not that
Yeah, and
often, is
you'd be
it?
surprised. Like people always come in and out of Bangkok as well,
Mm.
so you do end
Oh
up.
yeah, so you did the
I've
Jax
met,
Jones one.
yeah, and that was I never expected that to happen. You know what I mean?
Yeah,
How could you predict something like that?
and that's
Like,
perfect for you right now as well.
I've met a lot of DJs and producers who are in Bangkok and Thailand, in Asia in general, who always come in and out as well. So it's not been terrible in terms of collabs. If I wanted to really do that, I feel
Yeah,
like there's probably an opportunity in a different way.
yeah, of course, definitely, man. Well,
But
I'll be
yeah,
out soon anyway.
you have
Keep
to.
saying
You
it.
and LB, man, have to.
Yeah. When should we plan that, by the way? Because I'm down whenever, really. I'm going to Rome this month just for a few
Hmm.
nights. I'm in Mexico in July, but I'll be down whenever.
Maybe September time because all the flights are a little bit up now because it's summer.
Okay.
But
Yeah,
September
September would be
time might
good.
be a
It's
good
my
time.
birthday in September as well,
Oh, that'd be
26.
nice. Yeah.
That'd be a good way to spend it.
I want to come back to Europe, maybe October.
Oh yeah?
Yeah. Initially,
How
I
long
was
for?
planning to do a Germany trip, but I think I'm going to go to Amsterdam for maybe a week.
Sick. Just Amsterdam. Are you gonna go around other places as well?
Nah. There's an event that's happening in Amsterdam that I want to go to. So I'm planning for that. I'm trying to avoid
Mm.
England. I'm not going to lie. I don't really feel like coming back unless I really, really have to.
Yeah, when you said Europe, I thought, oh, you might be coming to the UK for a bit.
Yeah, no, I'm trying to avoid UK.
I don't blame you. You've seen enough of it now.
Yeah, man. It's home and I'll be back soon, just not right now, innit?
Yeah. Amsterdam will be sick for a week though. You've been before, haven't you? Because you did the European tour.
Yeah, I've been a few times. It's a cool place.
Yeah. Yeah, it's been a while since I went. And every time I've been, it's been for like a stag do or it's just like one night where we're just like been and
Mm.
gone. It's just like a party night or something. But
Hmm.
I could spend a bit of time there. I actually
Yeah,
saw
man.
Tyler the Creator when I was there last time. Just
Oh, yeah?
he was just walking past me. I was just at a coffee shop and he just walked past me with a bunch of people.
Crazy.
Obviously didn't stop and speak to him. But I'd go again for sure. But yeah, bro, might be a good time to end the podcast.
For sure.
I think we've covered a good amount.
Covered the beef next week. Beef
Yeah,
part
that was
two,
the main
probably.
thing, man. Hopefully by the time we record next week, there's gonna be a Drake response. So yeah, if people are watching, keep us posted, man, and let us know in the comments who you think's on top right now. And it might be something
Yeah.
different next week.
Or I might have to do like, if one drops tonight, I might have to jump on
Oh
tomorrow and do
yeah,
like the 24-hour
emergency one.
update.
Yeah, yeah, we
Emergency
should do.
podcast meeting.
We should do, man. So DM us if someone drops a track. But yeah, appreciate everyone for listening, man, and we'll see you in the next one.
See you later.